Hi guys, welcome to your second Vinyasa Flow of the class. Um, before we, hopefully before we start this flow, you guys have already completed your strap exercises, so you're nice and warmed up. I will say I had such a hard time uploading one of the first flow because it was so long, and sometimes the first like 5 times it wouldn't even upload. Because of the length, and so I finally got it to work. So I'm just going to make our flows from here on out just a little bit more expedited, a little bit more fast paced. When we get into Shavasana, corpse pose, closing pose, I'm going to get into the pose and then turn the video off, but just please know, even though the video stopped, take all the time you need in corpse pose in order to let go of all the exercises you just did. Okay, so to begin, avoid your dog and get to the back of your mat. We're going to go through some sun salutation variations. I'm going to eliminate the chaturanga for now. That's the glory of yoga, right? You can make it into whatever your body needs, whatever you're calling for at the moment. Okay, so to begin, find the back of your mat, about a fist distance between both feet. Standing mountain pose, heart center mountain pose, big inhale here, let it go, exhale. We're going to really utilize that YG breath throughout our flows here. Every movement has an inhale or an exhale. Let's go to extended mountain pose, big inhale here. Palms pressed firmly, pointer finger and thumb pressed together. Let's go into a half moon pose. You get to the side, long stretch in the side of the body. Shift your weight to the left side now. Outstretch that left side to the right side of the body. Make sure your neck is really nice and relaxed. Shoulders aren't crunched toward the ear. You're really nice and long here. Now let's swan dive the arms, forward fold. You might see me a few times here go to ragdoll position where I grab both my elbows. I really like this pose because it makes sure to remind me that to make my head and my arms, my upper body really heavy and just let me hang here. Halfway lift. Exhale, let it go, forward fold. Now let's walk the palms out. I'm going to find a high plank. But we're going to avoid the chaturanga here. We're not going to lower down. Hold the high plank, then press it back downward, facing down. Go ahead and pedal the feet. Really loosen up those calves, hamstrings, that lower back. Now let's walk the hands to the feet. A little bit different here. Make sure we're back to that fist in between the hands distance. Now press it back, chair pose. Let's wake up the glutes in the inner thighs, quads. Both toes are facing forward. My arms are extended. Notice I'm in one nice long line from my tailbone to my fingertips. Pinkies rolled in slightly. Now press it back, forward fold. Feel free to kind of walk it out as one leg extends, the other one slightly bends. Halfway lift. Let it go, forward fold, ragdoll pose. You can even sway side to side here. Whatever feels right. Big inhale. Extended mountain pose. Let it go to the side. Okay, awesome. So that was a great little warm-up, and as you start to develop your yoga practice, you'll start to realize that a lot of flows are just repetitive movements. You do the same exercises again and again and again, and that's how you increase your heart rate. I saw a lot of you guys mentioned in your discussion post that you want to tone your body, you want to lose some weight. Anytime you can get that heart rate a little bit elevated, that's when you're going to burn fat most. Okay, so we're going to go through that process now that I just showed you. Let's go through it 2 more times. And I'm not going to take any breaks, so we're definitely going to get our heart rate elevated throughout this, okay? Alright, let's get going. Same thing, we're going to go back to our mat, or to the back half of our mat. Feet fist distance apart, big inhale. Clasp the hands together, lean it to the side, half moon. Relax those shoulders and press it to the left side. Long stretch in the side body, big inhale. Swan dive the arms forward, fold. Halfway lift. Long spine, neck, everything in line. Let it go, ragdoll pose. Plant the palms, walk it out to high plank. Make sure everything's in line. Let's engage that core. Now press it back, downward facing dog. Pedal the feet, get loose. Now walk the palms to the feet. Might need to swivel the feet a little bit inward here. Press it back, chair pose. The goal is really to get your bum parallel to your mat here. Some of you guys will work to it. Now let it go, forward fold. Make sure the neck, everything gets really heavy, you're not flexed, nice and relaxed, halfway lift. Forward fold, ragdoll. Now plant the palms, extend the arms, extended mountain pose. Let's actually come to heart center mountain pose. Awesome, my heart rate is getting up there. Now let's go through it again, extend the arms. Press it to the left side, half moon. Press it to the right side now. Big inhale at the top. Exhale, let it go. Forward fold. Every forward fold, you should feel like you're getting even closer to your top of your thighs, your shins. Halfway lift. Let it go, forward fold, ragdoll. Walk the palms out, high plank. Make sure that tailbone is tucked, almost like you're pulling that belly button straight to the spine. Press it back, downward facing dog. Now walk the feet to the hands to the feet, swivel the feet in, press the weight back, chair pose. We're going to hold this one for a little bit longer. Awesome, let it go, forward fold. Halfway lift. And let it go, forward fold. Swivel the arms upward. Big inhale. And exhale. Heart center, standing mountain pose. Okay, now, I have a series of a few different flows that we're going to dive into now. I'm going to be a little bit more fast-paced. Also, as we move through the exercises and we complete them, You always like to think you like to refresh with the chaturanga to a downward facing dog. So that's how we're going to refresh from go to pose to pose. Okay. So let's go ahead and walk to a downward facing dog. We're going to extend the left leg. And then we're going to feed it on through. We'll utilize our blocks a little bit here too. So we're going to be in a high lunge pose. Okay. Let's start with outer block for now. We're going to extend the arms forward, or extend the arms up top. Then we're going to lean forward. Okay. Make sure you have a nice generous bend in that front leg, and let's open it up. Get a nice starting stretch in the arms. Make sure your arms and core is engaged here. Also works on that balance. Both toes are facing forward on the mat. Back to neutral. Now let's swivel it open on the other side. And back to neutral here. Then what we're going to do, let's go ahead and lean forward and go into triangle pose, one of the Bikram poses. You're going to probably need to scoop that back foot up a little bit more, not so wide of a stance, so that both your heels can lay flat. I really like the guidance of a block here. This is on the lowest setting. You can turn it to the side so it's a little bit higher, so your chest is a little bit longer. Actually, I actually feel a greater stretch when my form is not compromised, so notice how my spine is nice and long. Okay, or the last option is to turn the block and go to the highest setting. Whatever feels best for you. Awesome, just set your blocks a little bit off to the top of the mat. Place both palms down. We're going to move that left leg back, put a slight bend and move it back. High plank. Okay, option here to put the block back in the middle of your chest, so you have a great guide of where to let your chest lower down. Upward facing. Tuck the toes, press it back, downward facing. Okay, let's go through that same series on our right leg. Right leg extends. Then pull it, feed it on through high lunge pose. Arms extend upwards. Now forwards. Now let's keep the right arm extended. Swivel the left arm back. Option here, if you feel like a little pinch in your shoulder, to tuck it here. Just make sure that gaze is looking over that back shoulder. Now let's swivel it on forward. Same thing right side. Same thing, another option here is to just tuck and roll. Reaching for that opposite hip and make sure that gaze is looking over the shoulder. Back to neutral. Let's go ahead and straighten that front leg. Bring that back leg in just a little bit. And we're back to triangle pose. The big thing I want to stress in poses like triangle is form is of the utmost importance. So don't compromise your form thinking that you don't need a blocks. Blocks actually are certainly not just for beginners. They're 100% for advanced yogis. It just creates a long line in the spine that I wouldn't have if I was crunched down here. And yeah, I might feel a little bit greater stretch down my calf, but I'd much rather do the form correctly and have a nice long spine. And actually, since I'm more upright, I'm able to really push my back hip back and get them more in line, which is way more beneficial in the long run. Okay, awesome. I'm going to set that one block right down back to the middle. Plant the palms, slight bend in the right knee, push it back, high plank, chaturanga. Tuck those elbows in, slowly lower. Flatten the feet, press it up, upward facing. Tuck it back, downward facing. Okay, we're going to do that one more time on each side. Left leg goes long. Pull it on through. Raise up. High lunge, both toes are towards the front of the mat. My hip is completely squared towards the front. I'm not pointing one direction and another. I'm nice and parallel with my mat, and extend the arms. Let's open up wide to the right side. Woo, balance. Bring it back to neutral. Slow boy left side. Back to neutral again. Extend the arms, really hold it here just a little bit. Feel the booty burn. Now we're going to straighten out that front leg. Bring in that back one just a smidge. Bring back my blocks on both sides, triangle pose. Both legs are straight here. Sometimes a lot of people will be so focused on the stretch of this front leg, they forget to engage this back leg. Make sure both hips are squared. Leaving that center block right underneath my chest for chaturanga. Plant the left palm, right palm, bend the left knee, push it back, high plank. Slowly lower, roll those elbows in, chaturanga. Untuck the toes, press it up, upward. Tuck it back downward. Awesome, awesome. Same thing right side. Extend that right leg. Pull it on through, both toes facing forward. My ankle's nice and in line with my knee. High lunge. Open it up left side. Bring it back to neutral. Open it up right side. And bring it back. Extend. Let's do a little hold here. Notice how my back leg is not completely straight. I do have a slight bend. What that does is enables me to get a little bit lower, a little bit more of an athletic stance. Really feel your glutes engaged here. Now we're going to straighten out both legs. I'm going to bring that left leg just a little bit closer. Triangle pose. Make sure you're breathing. Every inhale is the same length as your exhales. Deep inhales through the nose. Let it go loudly through the nose. I'm going to place that inner block right in the center one last time. Plant the palms, move back that right foot, high plank. Okay, option here too, I forgot to mention, you don't have to do a high plank to a chaturanga if you're not there yet, okay? Feel free to drop your knees. The big thing here is when you go from your knees, notice that I have a little bend in my back. I want to make sure that my spine is nice and long. So if you go from knees, be sure to really push that weight forward. Okay, so then it's still a proper push-up form. You never want to have a bent back. That's what you want to try to avoid. Engage the core, slowly lower. Upward facing. And tuck it back, downward facing. All right, let's go ahead and go through another series here. We're gonna actually do this one. We're gonna actually do this one. Oh gosh. 2 times through as well. Okay, we're gonna extend the left leg. Bring it on through. We're going to be in a lunge again, except we're going to be in a runner's lunge, so a low lunge here. Okay, big thing here is you want to make sure that you just don't rest your chest on your thigh. Your core is engaged, your spine is nice and long, and we're going to work some twists. So from here, I'm going to plant my left hand on the outside of my left foot. And I'm going to feel free to like pivot that back foot just a little bit. So it's kind of a variation of extended side angle. And then bring it back down, or do the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to plant my my palm on the right block inside of my left foot and extend to the other side. Make sure your gaze follows your fingertips. You're not looking down. You're looking up towards the sky. Awesome. And then I'm going to bring it back down. And I'm going to swivel my feet facing the side of the mat. And we're going to go into a wide-legged forward fold. Awesome. I'm going to switch it up on you guys. You could also always move from side to side on your mat, depending on if you're aware. We're going to bring our right foot towards our left foot, so we're going to work on the opposite side. Then from here, let's walk the hands out, go through our chaturanga, refresh. We'll slowly lower. Press it up, upward facing. Tuck it back, downward facing. Right leg goes wide now. And pull it on through. Low lunge. Make sure your blocks follow you. Woo. So let's do the same thing. I flipped on the side so you can still see that same view. I'm starting on that block outside of my foot. Plant the right hand and twist a little bit open. Make sure the core is engaged. You're lifting off that thigh. Planting on the left side, swivel it open. Oh, great hip stretch. Bring it back down, okay? And then I'm gonna swivel my feet forward again. Wide leg forward fold. Feel free to even use a block here. And you can stack them so that you can really rest and get your top half really heavy. Creates a nice resistance. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to show you a way better way to make this transition to a chaturanga. I'm going to swivel my feet to the front of the mat where I want to place my hands. Kick back my left leg. I'm in a high plank. Slowly lower down, chaturanga. Press it up, upward facing. Tuck it back, downward facing. Okay, let's do that one more time. Each side, left leg. Pull it on through. Low lunge, grab those blocks. Place the palm on the left block outside of your left foot, open it on up. Okay, option here too, I'm showing you the lowest version, but you can always go on your highest block setting and open up. Feels great. Another variation too is to tuck the arm and reach for that opposite hip, that left hip of mine. Still looking over that right shoulder. Awesome. Plant it on the other right hand side. Open it up. And bring it back down. Bring my blocks with me. Swivel the feet. Wide leg forward fold. We're going to switch it to the other side of the mat again. Okay, I'm going to show you a better transition than the first time through. I'm going to turn and face to the right side. Plant the palms. Kick the right leg back, high plank. Slowly lower, chaturanga. Tuck it upward facing. Excuse me, untuck, then tuck. Downward facing. Last time through, right leg. Pull it on through. Runner's lunge. Plant your block on the outside of that right leg. Make sure your knee is nice and in line with your ankle. Open it on up. Plant the left hand, switch it on up to the opposite side. And let it go. Bring your blocks to the center. Swivel both of your feet to the sideways on the mat. Wide leg forward fold. We're gonna bring both our blocks to the front. Our original front swivel. Facing the front, plant the palms, kick that left leg back. Last chaturanga of the day, slowly lower. Press it up, upward. Tuck it back downward. Awesome, let's go ahead and lower the knees into one of our final closing poses. It's about, when I'm filming this, it's about noon. It's gonna be like 85 today. It's pretty hot, so for those of you who really want to work a sweat, come flow in the sun. There's not a cloud in the sky. I promise you'll achieve what you want here, okay? Let's practice one of our extended child's poses with our blocks. This can be just, it's perfectly fine if you don't want to use your block, in my opinion. It's a little bit more intense. I'm going to shut it down here soon because somebody's working in my yard. Let's go ahead and hold it on forward. Make sure your palms are firmly placed on your blocks. Scaps are rolled back as far as you can, let your hips fall into your calves. Another option here, another variation is prayer's pose, child's pose. Just to plant the elbows, press the palms together, just creates a really nice stretch in your triceps. Awesome, nice work today, class. Go ahead and lay down into your final resting pose, Shavasana. Take at least 5 full minutes of peace and quiet. Appreciate everything that your body just went through. Take your time for yourself, okay? Might have some quiet music on in the background. Whatever you need to just be still. I think that's one of the most challenging things in yoga, is embracing the stillness and knowing when your body truly needs it. And after every flow, it's very important to take that time for yourself and lay in stillness. All right, namaste.